Can a CEO be an effective sales leader? Or maybe it's the CFO or anybody at the C level. That's a question I get asked a lot. So, all good questions. My name is Gary Braun. I'm with Pivotal Advisors, and we're going to provide our perspective on those questions. So, the short answer, yeah, sure, it can work. But let's break that down a little bit further. First, do you have the ability? A lot of CEOs didn't come through sales. They didn't grow up in sales. They didn't learn about sales process or how we ask questions or how we differentiate or how we set these things up. So it makes it a little bit harder for them to coach. Now, have they sold? Sure. A lot of them have sold. But their selling is way different. Their selling is, I'm the owner of the company and you should buy it because, and that carries a lot different clout than if you're just a salesperson. So it's hard for that CEO to pass on that knowledge of how to do it when they don't even do it the same way. And a lot of their skills about how do I sell things for the company? How do I get investments and things along those lines? So it's harder for them to pass that along. And if they do, can they stay in their lane? I've seen too many sales leaders or salespeople go out with the CEO and they get partway into their pitch and pretty soon the CEO has swept in and taken everything over. The salesperson's not learning anything. So can you be a coach and an observer and stay in your lane? The other part of it is, do you have good leadership skills? I have worked with several executives that have awesome leadership skills. They know how to challenge people. They know how to hold people accountable. They know how to coach. They know how to ask the right questions. Those are the same skills that a sales leader needs. So if you have those and you just don't have the sales piece of it, that's okay. That can be learned. That can be taught. So from the ability standpoint, think about those questions. Can you pass it on? Are you good leadership? Do you have good coaching skills? That's part of what you need to evaluate about yourself. Second one's a big one. Do you have time? You got a day job. You run in the company. You are the visionary for the company in most cases. You are handling the finances. You're handling cash flow. You're managing your management team. There's a lot of different things going on. And guess what? In a lot of cases, being a sales leader is a full-time job, especially based on the size of your team. If you got more than 3, 4, 5 people, it's a full-time job. You're doing one-on-ones. You should be going on sales calls with them. There are forecasts to do so you know what's coming up for revenue. You're hiring, you're training, you're doing deal strategy. That's not a part-time job. And if you don't have the time to do it, don't do just half of it. Don't do a poor job at it. Understand for yourself whether you can prioritize the necessary time to be a good sales leader. And the last one is probably one of the most important. Do you want to? Because a lot of CEOs have zero interest in working on a daily basis with all the salespeople. Some of them are jazzed and they get into it and they like it and they like being part of the deals and they like just being involved. If you don't, you're probably not going to do it very well. So keep those in mind. Again, do you have the capability? Do you have the time? And do you want to do it? Now, if you're a good leader and you want to get better at this and you want to devote the time, there's answers for you. You can get help around the abilities. If you want to develop your coaching skills, if you want to develop your sales skills, if you want to set up your scorecards, if you want to define your process, you can get help doing that. That's a lot of the work that we do here at Pivotal. So that's an option. If you want to be a good sales leader, get yourself some help to round out the areas that you're not very good at. Another one is hire one. Hire a sales leader. Bring in somebody to be full-time and do that. Costs money, absolutely, and you have to be good at letting go of that responsibility, but still managing that person to keep them accountable and make sure that they're doing the things that you should. And stay out of their way. Don't constantly undermine them. And the last option is hire a fractional sales leader. Hire somebody who's outsourced who can do a lot of the heavy lifting that maybe you don't have the capability or the time or desire to do. That person can come in on a part-time basis, do your one-on-ones, do your forecast, get process in place, and do all of those things. So, back to the original question. Can a CEO be a good sales leader? Yes. Check yourself on all the things that we talked about, because if something's missing there, you might want to consider your options. So if you need help in these areas, we would love to talk to you about it. We provide services in all of these different areas. Go to our website at pivotaladvisors.com. Check us out on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and all those rest of those places. If you like this video, click like and subscribe to our channel. We put out a lot of videos just like this. But we would love to hear from you. Give us a call, and we would love to discuss your particular situation. Thanks for watching.